Hi, welcome back to another episode of Coldstream Rod Shop. I'm Derek Fraser. We're continuing on with the work on the 32 5-window coupe. The last episode I welded on the rear corner patch panel. Before that I did the quarter panel. One of the things I've done since welding on that rear corner was I then fitted the fender. So it pretty much fits in there now. I still got a little bit of tweaking to do, but these are 32 Ford coupe fenders. They fit in there good now. I've got the right basic shape in here, a tiny little bit of dolly work left to do. And then as I was describing when I welded on the rear corner, there was a piece of metal here, which was basically full of lead and bronze and whatnot that I had to cut out. But when I cut this out, there's also a support for the drip edge that comes down here, and it connects up to this corner and it would go to the floor here. It was completely gone on this car. I have reproduction ones in the 32 Roadster, and then over here on the table I have two salvaged ones off of, I guess, another 32 Ford coupe at some point in time. So had plenty of stuff to make patterns for. Didn't want to use these. I mean, maybe I could have salvaged them, but it's more for making a pattern out of. So what I did, like I did with the other things, I took this and I, traced it out on a piece of sheet metal. Look for the shapes into it, which way it bent and whatnot. It was a pretty straightforward piece. This is one side done now. The bead roller, all I did was take the bead roller and put a notch here. And this is actually where the sill, so this will be this side here. This is where the sill actually hooks into it. So this piece here has been cleared away. This edge was simple to do on the brake. This one I had to do on the vise and bend it over. But the complex edge one here, if I had tipping dies, which I've just ordered, I'd be able to basically put the tipping die and put a mark on here. But since I didn't have a tipping die, I had to make a buck. So here's the other side. I just went into the wood shop and I got a piece of 3/4 inch oak, and I'll just demonstrate what I did. All you do is you don't try and make it all in one shot. You just work. So the advantage of using the buck, when you curve that rolled edge over, it's going to come in. If there's any shrinking or stretching on this edge, the buck itself is going to force the metal to shrink or stretch as you're rolling it over, and you'll keep the shape. Like I said, tipping dies would have been neater, but I spent 5-10 minutes in the shop basically cutting out a piece of 3/4 inch oak. Just use what you have, is my philosophy. So there is the piece for the other side. So here's the sanity check. Basically the same shape as the originals, probably within 1/8 of an inch or so. where this fits, it fits right in there. So it's going to be spot welded here. There'll be actually bolts that goes through here, and then the tail pan will go through this piece. This will actually weld to the bottom of the floor. I'll show you over here on the Roadster what it looks like, because the Roadster basically looks the same as what the coupe does inside the trunk. So this piece here is what I'm trying to replicate. As you can see, it would weld into the floor down here. One of the more challenging pieces I'll have to make in an upcoming episode is this piece here. So there's one on either side, and that basically goes from the sub rails to the back of the corner of the car. I'll have to make a couple bucks up, but I'll cover that later. So that's the next piece we're working on a 32.5 window coupe. Just trying to show you that if you don't have the parts, you can make them, and just make them with simple tools. So that's it for now. Any questions, please shoot us a message. I'll try and answer them the best I can. Hope you enjoyed that little demonstration, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.